back to another video. Today I'm discussing what happened to Gundam. Now, as we know, Gundam anime is one of the pillars and foundations of most animes that have come out after Gundam anime was real popular and real big in the early 80s and 90s, as mecha animes was just doing the thing, along with Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and our version of Super Sentai is Power Rangers. Yeah. In our version of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, essentially. So Gundam animes were doing real fine. Now, much later on in the decades, when 2010s, Gundam anime started to, appear, but not to the relative difficulty or not to the relative popularity of other anime that has come out. For example, you always have hidden gems in Gundam anime. Gurren Lagann is one. The other one would be Neo Evangelion, that's a little bit older, and then you would have the most recent one I've seen, even though it's been a minute since I've seen a Gundam anime, the Orphan anime. That is on Netflix that you can watch. I don't know if it's still on Netflix now, but it was on Netflix. Essentially, Gundam anime, I think, just went out of style because Gundam animes can give you much more story, much more warfare, much more terror, much more action that we see in the animes that are very popular today. For example, you have, Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, My Hero, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. The list can go on and on about popular shonen, seinens like Berserk that give you the action and the character development that you want in the show. But unfortunately for many Gundams, they like to adopt 3D animation. Now, 3D animation is probably what caused the downfall of Gundam, because the clanky, crackety, the shiny, mechas that we see, or mecha anime in general, is just not pleasing to the eyes. And then when you delve into any mecha anime, the characters are just not that interesting. Now, that probably has to do with the story as a whole, but that story is just not that interesting. For example, Darling in the Franxx was one of the biggest mecha animes in probably this past decade, and it is not objectively, in my opinion, a very bad show. It doesn't give you any character benefit, it doesn't give you any character development, nor does it really explain what really goes on in that show, as much as they try. And Darling in the Franxx, I think, had over 100 episodes in terms of everything. So, that was one of the biggest Gundam animes in the last couple of years. And of course, you have the hidden gem of Gurren Lagann, who just did a fantastic job with the characters, but it is just not known in a popularity contest just because of what the animes it was competing with at that time. But Gurren Lagann is a great watch. I recommend anyone to actually see it. Now, another point of what happened to mecha animes, or what happened to Gundam animes, is that it's not something that is relatively pushed. I would like to say, we live in the day and age of isekai. We all hate isekai, but every single one is a victim to watch, reincarnated to a smartphone, reincarnated as a sword, reincarnated as a slime. If someone's been reincarnated, trust me, someone out there has watched it. Right? And relatively, since we have many isekais, the quantity of it doesn't give us the same quality. Now, Gundam anime doesn't have the same quantity now, but the quality of it has depreciated severely. It's just not what people want to see anymore. And Gundam anime still look great. If you go older ones, you appreciate older Gundam animes just because of the story that they can entrap you with, and not such clanky, shiny robot fights that they try to get you with. Which is weird because many people still watch Transformers, especially the Transformers movies, and I'm not hating on it. I love the Transformers movies, but Age of Extinction, it's just robots fighting, and it did phenomenal in the box office. So there's still a market for the robot fighting, but it still has to look pleasing to the eyes, and I think some Gundam anime just missed the mark on that. But that is just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below to what happened in Gundam animes. The quality and the quantity is low, and since since because of that, the Gundam or mecha anime type just kind of faded into obscurity. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.